All right, guys, it has been a while since I've actually tested my skills and done a scoring round on the channel. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to come out here to Arthur O. Fisher. You know, I like to come out here a lot and do a scoring round. Looks like we're going to be fighting the elements. There's a little bit of wind today that I'm a little nervous about and is not great for scoring. Truck going by, give me a second. But nonetheless, I thought it'd be fun to come out here and test my skills. It also shows you guys kind of like how good or bad I am at disc golf on a regular basis. So we're just gonna test it out. I'm not gonna waste your time here. We got hole 1, 315 feet, 2 off 1. We got a right to left wind, which is gonna make this a little bit more difficult for the backhand. Get under it. That could be a lot better though. Go in. Sit down. Starting the day off with 2 Athenas there. 2 discs that I feel very comfortable throwing. I absolutely love the Athena. Just a very straight to semi-stable fairway driver there. It's actually a bit unbelievable how windy it is. Good practice though, I guess. But the putting is probably gonna be pretty difficult today. Try to focus up on every single one. My putting's been a little bit all over the place as well. To be honest with you, it's been kind of garbage. One day it's like perfect, the other day it's garbage. Majority garbage. Hole 2 is going to be a 530-foot par 4 with OB grass on the right. I'm going medium stability Zeus here, just so that we can hopefully stay away from that. We do have a little bit of a tailwind right to left. I don't really want anything to turn over that it's just going to die. We'll see what happens. Oh, got a little bit of a flip out of it. The wind, you could see toying with it. That's not awful distance. Probably could be a little bit better, but it'll put us in a good spot. If you guys want to help me and also support the channel, first off, just hit that subscribe button. That'll do wonders for me. Second off, if you are looking for like new plastic or anything, discgolfdealsusa.com. I have a link down in my description. If you just click that and use that link, you'll get 10% off at checkout, automatically applied. Also, Idio Sports, best disc golf shoes in the game. You can use SYNCUPMAX as a discount code at their checkout as well, and that would also help feedback into the channel. So if you're looking for some new products, go ahead, hit the links in my description. Here's the part of the game that has become a little bit different for me, because back in the day, this would just be an easy standstill forehand with the zone. Now that I haven't been throwing zones very much, my bag has changed a little bit, where I don't even touch them, really. So instead, I just pull out a Luna and try to go right at it. Wow. It's also where I'm still learning is I don't think I necessarily accounted for how the wind could affect that putter there. And it just dropped it right into the OB. It was a poor shot, but I feel like if there was no wind, it clears OB and I'm just a little right of the basket. Get it? That's definitely one of those mistakes that you make in a practice round and you tell yourself, oh, I'm not gonna do that in tournament. And you do exactly that in tournament. All right, well, at least we had 1 birdie to play with. Let's hopefully get on to like a clean streak from now on. Hole 3 is a tiny bit tricky if it's windy, just because you can't feel the wind down here. So up there, you're not 100% sure what it's doing. From the branches, it looks like it's a right to left, which means it'll help push the hyzer to the basket. 260 feet uphill. I'm gonna try to go Thunderbird here. Oh, it's too low. The Thunderbird that I threw has been thrown a lot, so it's relatively beaten in, still pretty stable. But I just threw it a little bit too low. If I give it some more height, I think it works. For some reason, I feel like this one's going. Yes, come on. I need that. That's a confidence booster after that OB stroke. Hole 4 lives in my head rent-free, 370 feet, down the gap, slightly to the left. I just wish I had enough power to go over everything, but I just don't. You can see how windy those trees are blowing. Stay in the air. Wow, that just drops. Did you guys see that? I think this one's a bit further than the last one. Also a little bit uphill in a tailwind. I'm not sure if I can get a jump putt there or not, but we're gonna try. Worst case scenario, it ends up short, and then we just tap in for par. That may be the ugliest jump putt I've ever done in my life, but it's fine. Hole 5 is playing very, very headwindish. At 485 feet, it's a par 4. I'm gonna go with my most stable Zeus. This thing does not get thrown a lot. but it's just in there for situations like this. So in that case, I hope it does well. It's honestly insane how overstable it is. And I'm so happy for that skip. Otherwise, that would have been a nightmare of an upshot position. Honestly, in the grand scheme of things, most rounds, I feel like I'm only playing with like 5 to 7 discs. And then you just have those occasional ones like that overstable Zeus that hardly gets touched. But in situations, or if it's super windy, like today, it comes in handy, and which is why we bag them. So for all the people that only bag, 5 discs, you can probably beat me with those 5 discs, but I do have a few utility discs or headwind fighting discs that help. And I think that's why we just keep them in the bag all the time. I mean, I'd really like to capitalize on this up and down. As you can see, straight headwind. I'm gonna go with zone this time. Just try to pull it a little right and let it fade in. Oh, it's gotta get down. I didn't pull it wide enough. Man, that's gonna be a tough putt. Some of you guys might be saying like, oh, Max, this is close enough. This isn't really a putt. Well, for me, it definitely is, especially now that I have to straddle. Get in there. Yes, let's go. Hole 6 is just kind of like a baby hyzer, 275 feet. I don't know if I've ever tried this, but I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna go with my most overstable zone, maybe a little bit of hyzer, and just see if it works in there. Oh, wow. I won't lie to you. That was a little bit more overstable than I thought it was going to be. The back 9 of this course is going to be a disaster. There's not a lot of trees on this course already. In fact, the only reason this course usually becomes like difficult is because of the wind. And the back 9, there's hardly any trees. It's a little bit more elevated, so it's in the wind a little better. We got a headwind putt, probably right outside circle, I would imagine. There was no commitment on that putt whatsoever. Hole 7, pipe 1 down the gap and be happy. 240 feet. With the wind coming through here, I'm just gonna go with the Athena this time. Sit down. Sit. Hell yeah, dude. I feel like putts that are usually like relatively easy, even from like 15 feet in the wind, they become incredibly difficult or kind of scary. But we're in for birdie, so. Woo! This one's another par 4. It hooks up into the right side. This first shot's just a blind tee shot that you want to put directly out in this field. So there is OB on the right. Sometimes you can throw a hyzer over the OB when it's windy. Sometimes that's scarier because you never really know what your disc is going to do when it's over the OB. But today I'm going to try and just throw one right down the middle here. Worry about the approach shot later. Sit down before that. Oh yeah, not even close to it. Great. I put my Athena on just a little bit of hyzer because I figured the wind would flip it up. That's exactly what it did, so it went dead straight. I think this is okay distance for the zone again. It's done me a little bit dirty the first couple throws I threw with it, but if I can just put it by that right pine, I think it'll swing in there. Oh yeah, pretty. These are the types of putts that I want to be having all day long. Hasn't really been that way so far. Imagine that just popped out of there. To wrap up this front 9, we have a 260-foot wide open shot. Feels like we got a little bit of a left to right, so I'm going really overstable with my captain's Raptor, just so that it can fight that wind and actually get back if we throw it wide enough. Die. Not actually die, but just get down. YouTube, don't demonetize me. I'll put the captain's Raptor on a little bit too much hyzer. I think if I threw it more flat, it'd have been perfect. Uphill, tailwind putt. Oh, barely. Those tailwind putts are scary. You gotta give them so much height and just trust that it comes down. Okay, so through 9 holes, a semi-respectable 5 down. I'm okay with that score. We got hole 10 here now. 400, just kidding, 340 feet, par 3. You got water on the left, so you could really do yourself some damage here if you can't keep it right enough. A lot of times I feel like the wind down there is pushing right to left toward the water, which makes it even a little bit more tricky. I'm gonna go with my most understable Zeus, which really isn't all that understable. Oh, sit down. Wow, I really pansied out there. You know, if we were playing tournament rules, that might be out of bounds. Actually, wait. Okay, I'm safe on the sign. I think tournament rules, they would play that OB though if I didn't cross. The sign says that I'm safe though, so we're gonna play it as safe. You know, I think some people get upset with some pars, but there's so much golf to be played, like it's not that big of a deal to get a par once in a while. Even if that hole is one that you feel like you can get or you should get, sometimes it doesn't work out, just move on to the next one. Hole 11 here is a big ripper. Looks like 565 feet, par 4. So par 4 position really isn't all that far, but the problem is some people try to go for too much and they end up turning their disc over into the road. Hopefully that's not us today. I'm gonna go Wraith. That should be really good. Hopefully the wind helps push it too. Oh, you have to be joking. I thought it was around that tree. And it was around it, but barely. So now I'm like pressed up against the tree. I mean, this is worst case scenario on this fairway. Can we all agree with that? Out of this big wide open fairway, I end up under this tree right beside it. We can still get up and down though. I'm thinking a zone, honestly, on the right side of that tree down there. And it should just fade to the basket. Pinned it. All right, well, not right under the basket. This must have got a little bit of a roll after what I saw. Dude, I knew that was gonna happen one of these times. I won't lie to you. It's just that headwind that scares you. Oh my gosh, that should not be missable even with wind though. It's all right, Max, pars do not hurt. I feel like that's just a lapse in concentration. Like I feel like I had to do that at least once during this video and just hope it doesn't happen again. Holes like this is where my bag has had to change a little bit because I haven't been throwing forehand. So I've been having to find fairway drivers that I can trust to like hold over on anhyzer. It's been a little bit of a learning curve for me because usually I just have overstable stuff and that I'd forehand. But now that's been a little bit different. Hole 12, 310 feet, you just want to hold over an anhyzer. Maybe a little difficult in this tailwind because it's pretty strong tailwind, but we're gonna try and throw the servo here. Oh man, my only hope is that got far enough behind the pines that I'll have a look at the basket because I did not hold that over at all. I don't know if it's possible to go under these, but it looks so tempting. Oh, heck yeah. So that play is open. If I ever come back, well, when I do come back. It seems terrifying though. Yeah, that was weak, and that is also the putt that I just missed. I'm not even gonna think about it. All right, I'm gonna disc up a little bit on hole 13 here. 335, I'm gonna go Wraith, just try to swing it a little right side. You have Obi on the left, so definitely has to be wide enough. Come on, get left, get left. Oh, that's good. The wind kind of held that nice and straight. I was scared that it was a little too inside. This is what I'm talking about, with a chance to do it on the next one too. Hole 14 is actually an island green, 250 feet. When it's windy like this, it can be a little difficult. My play is I'm just gonna take Captain's Raptor, try to put it nice and wide and let it spike in. Just throw it really hard basically, not try to let up here. I don't know if that's over or not. I hope that's over, but I don't think it is. We'll throw this just in case it's not over. I don't see it over there, so I'm predicting the worst. All right, that should be close enough for our bogey if the cap wrap isn't over. The cap wrap ended up OB by maybe a couple of feet. It just really surprises me because the wind just kind of knocked it out of the air. Like I thought I gave it enough. I think if there was no wind, it would have been fine, but felt like it just kind of dropped. We got another par 4 here at 15, 550 feet. Insane tailwind. Need to go with my Zeus again. I'm gonna just try to get a lot of distance off this shot. We'll see how it goes. Oh, that should be so good. Oh, that's gonna be so far. Anything over that hill just seems like it's pretty far. It's had to hit 400. Could be making that up. It should just theoretically be a nice little pitch shot. Nothing to worry about. Can't say that's as close as I'd like it to be, but if anything, I feel like my approach shots are making the game difficult today. feel like my drives are really not that bad, but my approach shot and putting needs some work. Yeah. Dang it. Hole 16 here, 365. I'm sure there's a way for me to get it, but it kind of seems impossible for me. I'm just gonna try to go Athena, get up and down, take the par, move on to the next. Yeah, that's all I'm asking for. There's an OB pond. Well, there's a pond on the right side that I just like to stay away from. So, par's fine. Hole 17, 265 feet. Remember, you have that water on the right. Hopefully that doesn't come into play. Other than that, it's just straight out in front of you. Nope. Dang it. All right, well, another par. Wow, look at that wind. All right, guys, last one here. Hole 18, 360, par 3. There is OB on the left side. I'm gonna try to put a wraith wide and just kind of let it hyzer to the basket. Oh, it flattened out a little. It might work. I don't think it's far enough. This back 9 has been pretty boring, but you know, I did the damage on the front, I guess, so it's okay. Oh, drops, it drops. All right, guys, well, there you have it. 5 down here, exactly what I shot on the front 9. The back 9, I only had 1 birdie and 1 bogey. Kind of ridiculous, to be honest with you, but considering the conditions and how windy it is, I think I held it together pretty well. Obviously, a couple putts there that I just didn't take advantage of, and honestly, that I shouldn't be missing. An OB stroke over there on 14, that hurt. 2 bogeys, 7 birdies. That's gonna wrap up today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want more content like this, let me know down in the comments. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and we will see you in the next one.